What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Kicking it stateside. Another, I'm on remote again. The COVID remote outside of Leesburg, Virginia. I'm sorry, everybody. We had to move the show up again because I'm so needy. I need the show moved up.
Yeah, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. We've moved the show numerous times to numerous places, doing shows from mountaintops and ocean sides and whatever. We do what we gotta do.
Yeah, beachside fronts and everything.
Yeah.
But this is no different.
No.
Now we're just in the cabin area.
Yeah, so hopefully
here. But it's still hopefully Wi-Fi gate will not happen today. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure. And I apologize if I'm very choppy at some point today or my audio sucks. Again, to everybody out there, I apologize. It's just technology is terrible, and I am out in Virginia on location for my mother's 60th birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday.
So I'm trying. Yes, happy birthday to Rochelle, 60 years old. But I'm going to try. We're going to try and do this. I apologize if I cut out at any point or sound terrible, but I didn't want to skip the show. I wanted to be out here with everybody. So this is for you guys. Again, another weird week, honestly, because we didn't have any Prem last week. We only had one game this morning, which was good.
Yeah.
Still got a Chelsea win.
Under
the belt.
Yeah, nice little 2-0 victory. Typical Newcastle.
2-0.
Callum Wilson's
Newcastle
hurt.
just
Nobody
shit in
scored.
the bed again.
Yeah, they're
Of course, it always happens like that, right? That's the Newcastle we've grown to love.
Well, I'm glad
love if you're a Newcastle fan.
I'm glad I caught it and benched Callum Wilson this week in fantasy. So smart move.
God forbid if Brian's first place team.
And your boy Chilwell got man of the match, so I think I get a bonus for that too.
Benny, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a talking point, I think, on the Chelsea side, that finally, all these guys are coming together and getting healthy. They could be a problem.
Yeah.
Low-key problem, especially how Liverpool has so many injuries right now. It's almost like what team is going to possibly come in and actually – or it's like the NFL. What team's going to be healthy at the end of the season, right? At this point in a COVID season?
Yeah. Yeah, well, Chelsea right now looks the part, and interesting lineup with Pulisic still being out, putting Timo on the left, getting Tammy a start up top. Pays off, Tammy gets a goal. So, I mean, good thing, good coaching by Frank, and you get a win against Newcastle, which Chelsea should be getting at this point. So,
right,
you got to be happy with that.
I mean, people were giving Frankie a little bit of shit. Obviously, he's getting in touchline fights and, giving some of these managers that have a little bit of a scarves today, boys.
He said no scarf.
Soccer.
He said no scarf. It's hanging. I got so Adam's on location. I finally got my nice little setup here. So got my new chair. Everything's nice and comfy. I can sit back and sip my coffee. I made sure I went with the Phil's mug for you guys.
The only thing I have is the Kickin' It Stateside shirt, which you guys can buy off Philly Drinkers.
Yes, pick
20%
up your shirt.
off.
Pick up all your A2D merch, including Kicking It Stateside merch, scarves, and kits to come. So,
wow, that's going to be fantastic.
Yes, sir. What up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning.
I can't wait for that. Yes, good morning, everybody. If you missed the beginning, I am on. I'm here in Virginia. I'm trying to get it in before we shut down. last little hoorah for the year. So I apologize. I'm literally in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. So if my internet is shit, blame it on the people we have the Airbnb with.
Internet Gate is coming back.
Internet Gate 2.0, man. It comes full circle.
Yes.
It's fine. We'll get through this.
So
what else we got?
We've had a good week.
Oh, the U.S. men's national team
showed up, did what they were supposed to do.
I mean, again, to the poll. That's not that poll, but that will be a poll. The U.S. men's national team 6-2 win over Panama. It's almost like, is everybody excited about this? Do you remain optimistic, or is people saying, "Oh, this is a terrible Panama squad. Like, we should beat them that bad"?
Well, it wasn't a very good Panama squad. They had a goalie making his first international cap ever, and it looked exactly that way. Going down 1-0 was like so bittersweet because I was so ready to go on this huge rant as they were down 1-0 to Panama, like 8 minutes into the game off a really nice goal. And I was like, tell me this is not going to happen. Like like we talked about, you don't want to see it happen, but it's like, you felt like it was that possibility. And then I guess these guys knew what was on the table, and they knew that if they didn't really step up and do something, that maybe their coach would not even make it home out of Austria. So all of a sudden, a nice group of guys stepped up. And, the key to me is you look at that roster, and there was one MLS guy on the entire roster. And it was legit again, and he did get a late goal. But it was all these kids playing in Europe. It's these kids playing together in, the Austrian league, the Belgian league, like all these leagues that they're on different teams, but they're in the same country. And they were even saying, like, I heard some of the announcers saying how they meet up. Well, obviously not now. They can't meet up as much, but these guys are playing FIFA together. They go out to eat together. So, like, their comfort levels, they have chemistry bringing it into this team, and you could see it. Like, it was nice.
Yeah, it definitely helps that all these kids are kind of making almost their first debuts, and they've kind of gone through the ranks in the, U16s up to the U18s now, U20s, and now up to the senior team. It's nice. And you're getting, your Sebastian Soto's, who we have high hopes on, getting 2 goals coming out in a substitute role. You got Richie Ledesma, who had the 2 assists to Sebastian Soto, who's also like 20 years old.
Yeah. Reggie Cannon
these are some of these kids that we need to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these are these kids we need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Like Sebastian Soto, just this summer he transferred to Norwich, which then he got loaned out to another team, I believe, in the Dutch league. But still,
yeah, we have 3
Norwich
guys
to bring
in the Dutch
at like 9. Yeah.
We have 3 guys
terrible.
playing. Yeah, like playing together in. That's a. That's a good thing. Like that's good chemistry.
Yeah, and again, how I think it makes a big difference that they're all kind of the same age and all basically in the same like trajectory in their careers.
Yeah,
on the U.S. team plus club team, so it makes like you said, the to gel and even playing video games together, like they have a lot in common. Which, hey, if you're happy and you got a lot of confidence, you're going to play really well.
Yeah, yeah. It looked
we're seeing it.
It looked really, really good. It was fast paced. There's still, obviously some questions on the defense. Like there was a slight rotation. Tim Ream got the start over Brooks. I think Brooks played better in his start against Wales than Ream did against Panama. So I think that, that switch goes back. Brooks is probably the starter. I think you still got to get some other players in there. Chris Richards, I think, probably needs to be the other starter. He did get some time and looked good when he got his time. I think the key is for Berhalter to keep what you have here and don't start getting cute as other things open up. Just because some of these MLS players become available doesn't mean you give up these guys spots for them. Don't say, oh, well, he's only 17. Now we're going to bring this 25-year-old in. You can't do that. You got to let all these kids just stay together as a group and work together as a group and gel and build it. Look at Gio, 18 years old. Beautiful goal. Absolutely.
Yeah, just turned 18.
Yeah. What's it? Giacchini, how do you pronounce it? The kid that comes in and plays striker. We're begging for a striker, and he gets a brace, almost a hat trick. If he gave, that was a horrible PK, but he should have let Gio take it.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was. Gio wanted it too. Gio was upset about it, but I get it. The kid wanted his hat trick, but yeah. Like you said, Soto. I mean, it was just a very well played game by that team. And again, the competition might not be there, but withdrawing Wales, even though it was a kind of a Wales B squad, and now this win, there's something to build off of.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take too much into it. I mean, there's some things. Again, they did what they had to do. 6-2. It's almost a Panama B team, honestly, that you should probably beat that much. But I mean, it's a positive looking forward.
Yeah.
Again, something to build off.
Absolutely. I like Musa. I hope.
These are the teams you have to beat.
Yeah.
In CONCACAF, those are the teams you got to beat, no matter what.
Oh yeah, no, these and I got a lot of crap for posting the term must win, but it was a must win. You couldn't do anything but win that game. You draw or lose that game, and it's a failure. So it was a must win. I don't know why that was so hard to understand for people. They were arguing. They were when is a friendly ever a must win? I'm when you're playing Panama and you're trying to become one of the best teams in the world, you can't. It's a game you can't lose. I don't care if we ran a B squad out there. That's a game you can't lose. So they did their thing.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those where you take enough away from it where it gets me excited. Maybe not for 2022. I think we can be somewhat competitive with that team, but 2026, I feel like we honestly could make a good run at this thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
just from what I saw.
This game now is really directing towards speed, and that is one thing that this US team does have. So that's a big positive. Game is becoming very fast.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, like I was saying before too, Reggie Cannon, that guy had a game. He does not want to lose his spot to Anthony Robinson. He's I'm going to play right back. If you're going to put Dest at left, I'll take the right back spot. He's given Berhalter things to think about. And I mean, Cannon finally gets out of the MLS, and
which is a good thing.
Yeah. Literally, I went through the roster. There is one guy that was in that roster that is on an MLS team. And it's crazy to see. When have we had that? We have not had that in probably forever.
It's a long time.
Where every single guy on our roster.
I don't even know the last. Probably, yeah. In Europe.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened, has it?
There's no way. I don't think so. I don't think not where every single guy in an 18 or plus, because friendlies you get even more than 18 sometimes, are all and they're not sitting the bench in Europe. They're all contributors on their teams in Europe.
Yeah, you have two guys on Barcelona. You have a guy on Dortmund. You have a guy in, again, Pulisic didn't play, but you have a guy on Chelsea making a huge impact. Like,
yeah, you got a guy on the Wolves
huge.
U23 team. Like that.
Yeah,
that he's going to.
And he barely even played.
Time. Oh yeah, no, he didn't play at all in this thing, and he hasn't been. But he's making the club. Like these guys are getting in there. Weah got an opportunity. I feel bad that he didn't get a goal. He had a couple opportunities to score, but he looked good. Yeah, the biggest question is where
what you said before I cut you off, Yunus Musa. We need to ship him like a fruit basket or something and say thank you. Please play for us because he's that good.
Oh yeah, he's the real deal. They need to get him signed for the United States. They cannot let this kid get away. Whatever they got to do, put him on a billboard.
They can't.
Like, dude, use that thing. The fact that the middle of his name is USA, and market this kid. Like, put this kid everywhere, and get him signed to the United States team. Like, that's too perfect. Like, you can't have USA
without USA.
Like, you can't. Yeah, like it's so easy.
Exactly.
It's just do it. Just do it. Like he's like the.
You have to, and
he's the piece.
He's literally like a godsend, like dropped into our laps. Like his mom just happened to be in the United States when he was born. Like a random luck of the draw. He's just dropped into our laps to save our midfield. Just happened to be in New York.
Just happened to be in New York.
At the time of his birth.
Goes into labor.
And now he's eligible to play for us.
Yeah. This kid's 17 years old. He'll be 18 next week, the 29th. It's crazy.
And he's playing. He's like starting for Valencia in Spain.
Yeah, dude. And he's 5'10" at 7. He's going to be like, he'll be 6'1" probably by the time he's like grown. Like, people do keep growing. These kids hit growth spurts still. Like, he's filling, like, he can continue to fill out and just be a beast. Like, it has to happen. You cannot let him not be on this team.
That'd be a major screw up if they let him go or he doesn't commit to the USA.
Yeah, and typically we have been losing players, but over the last, I would say, 2 years now, we've been really getting them convinced to stay outside of a few exceptions. So Dest was huge. Like when Dest came, you and I talked about it. Like getting him to agree here was going to make so many other guys do the same thing.
Yeah, and he's paving the way. I mean, granted, the Dutch team is pretty tough to break into, but I think he could start for the Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Hans Hatteburg's pretty good on their right back spot, but still.
But it wouldn't even matter. There was a time not very long ago where a guy would have chose to been the number 2 on the Dutch squad over the starter on the U.S. squad. Like, it's just the reality of it.
Right.
But it's not that way anymore.
Well, look at the coach.
That's a good sign.
Frank de Boer's a terrible coach. He drove Atlanta United into the ground.
Yes, he did.
And now he's the Dutch coach. Like, you didn't have anybody better than Ronald Koeman and Frank de Boer. Come on, guys.
They're waiting for Jan Stapp to get fired from Cincinnati.
Please bring that shit natty mentality to the Dutch team.
Actually, he's the only good thing on that team.
Well, that's another funny one.
He's the only
good thing. The MLS playoffs, we'll kind of get into the games that happened last night, as well as these games we had, or one game we had this morning. We had Chelsea. If you missed it, Chelsea won 2-0 against Newcastle. Obviously, Julio getting up early for us, unless he's still in Florida. I saw Julio was in Florida, enjoying a nice vacay. But if he's back in Vegas, thank you for getting up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
But yeah, I'll finally get to the poll question. It was being talked about in the FA and the EPL, all these leagues, the Premier League. They're thinking about bringing fans actually into the stadiums. They think it's okay before the Christmas time to start just throwing everybody in there again. While mind you, the country is on a lockdown until December 2nd.
Yeah, see, that doesn't
it's like,
I don't see how, like, why. How can you let fans back in if the country's on a lockdown?
It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Why are they trying so hard to get, like, I know they lost a lot of money, with last season in Corona, but
but dude, everybody did.
We're literally going through a second wave of this pandemic, and now you feel like it's a good idea to bring people in? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I really don't get it, and I don't see how they would even be able to do that if they are on lockdown. If people are locked down, that's not an essential thing, I'm assuming, so they can't. So it's a weird decision. Again, I mean, if things are open up and everything else is opened up, I get it. They're a business as well, and they deserve to be able to have something open if everything else is open. But if everything else is getting on lockdown, I don't understand how they would even be able to open their doors to people. I feel like that would be very contradictory of what they're trying to do.
I mean, obviously, it can't pass without government approval. So I don't know why they're even trying, because there's no way in hell that the government's going to be like, yeah, we're going through a global pandemic, but let's bring guys back in the stadiums because they're losing out on money.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and I understand
that.
Some of these bigger clubs, it's easier for them to sustain, but it is, unfortunately, the term "it is what it is" kind of a thing at this point, and it's going to be harder for some of these smaller clubs. But at the same time, the government was supposed to step in over there because obviously how big this sport is there, and give some assistance to the smaller clubs and things of that nature. So, I mean,
which they won't.
They probably won't, which is very sad. It's definitely going to hurt some teams going forward. It may help some teams going forward, So where everyone gets hurt, it might be another team that it helps out and they get promoted next year. And so, I mean, it's a wait and see type thing. But I don't think at this point, if everything else is shut down, you can't justify allowing fans even at whatever capacity back into a stadium.
It would be very dumb of them, excuse me, if they do that.
Yeah.
But again, I do not think their government is going to just be like, oh, yeah, no. Premier League soccer, of course, guys, go on ahead.
Yeah. Because they're not chanting they're not yelling and chanting for 90 straight minutes. A lot of spit particles flown around the stadium.
Spit particles, and I mean, they're packed in there like sardines in those stadiums.
Yeah, even if you only let 5,000 into a 60,000 stadium, it doesn't matter. They're all going to huddle up anyway.
No fucks by the Brits.
Nah. Soccer is
life.
life.
Question. Love to hear what
football is life.
Soccer's life. So yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys think about what a decision possibly to bring some fans back in these Premier League stadiums. I know it's like a obviously a double-edged sword where it's like, yeah, that'd be great. Like the best, like the atmosphere of Prem games is like why people watch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like we kind of want to get this shit under control.
I look at it as if you can't watch and enjoy a sport without fans in the stadium, then you don't really enjoy the sport. You enjoy the entertainment and you enjoy the spectacle. If you actually enjoy the sport and enjoy watching that sport, then who cares where you watch it? Yes, I would love to be there. I love going to games. I've been going to games my whole life, every sport. I've been to the Garden. I've been to baseball stadiums. I've been, to Old Giants Stadium when it was rocking, the old Vet when it was rocking for football with all those people. Like, there's nothing like it. But if you love the game, you can sit on your couch, enjoy a cup of coffee and just watch the game and do what's best for everybody for once in these people's lives. Like, why can't people just get that concept? Whether you believe what you believe or you do what you got to do, just do what's best for everybody for once.
Selfish.
Yeah, a lot of that. So, but we'll see what they do going forward. But
that's another topic.
I don't think they can. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. We'll steer a little clear of that.
But yeah, let us know what you think.
Yes, please.
Drop it in the comments. What else?
Sponsors.
We got Villa Brighton is going on right now as well.
Yeah, Villa Brighton is going
on. Sponsors. I was going to get to that after.
Okay, sorry. You asked.
No, I know. I just wanted to get a small preview. I just saw that the game kicked off, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I can't. You know what annoys me? So we pay for this Peacock thing, right? I'm not going to go into Peacock, but like, if you're paying for Peacock, if a game is on at all, you should get it. Now, if it's only on Peacock, then then you get it and other people don't. But if it's on NBC Sports, it should also be on Peacock. Because that's the only thing I'm missing in this setup. I don't have a TV to watch that game. Like, I got Bayern running on the computer right now, so I could watch the Bayern game on ESPN, but I can't get it on here. So,
really, if it's on NBC Sports, it's not on Peacock either.
It's not on Peacock or NBC Sports Gold. It's only on NBC Sports. I've tried to remedy it. I was willing to even pay for Sports Gold just to have everything on here so I could only just sit right and make this perfect. So I have everything. That's the only thing I can't get at my fingertips. So for the Peacock games, I'll be good.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's awesome. They really thought that one out. Actually, they did, because now the cable company still has to get your money and they get your money. So they did figure that one out.
Yeah. I mean, the smart thing they did was putting all the good games on Peacock, so you have to basically buy Peacock.
Yeah. Yeah, this morning's game was on Peacock. I watched it.
Yep.
Get my money's worth.
Yeah. And I'll pay the $5 a month, and I'll simp to whatever Peacock has for me.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to watch Josh Sargent because he wasn't allowed to leave his club team, he's playing against Bayern right now. So, see how he does, but he is starting. And it's 0-0, 35 minutes in. So, Werder Bremen on the road is
Bayern
is giving them something right now.
And that's another topic, the Euros and all these friendlies that happened this week.
Yeah. Germany got smoked this week.
That is a hot topic.
That is a very hot topic.
Is Jurgi Love on the hot seat?
Dude, you can't. I don't care. Like, you had your full roster and you lost 6-0 to a Spain side. I mean, it's a good Spain side. Don't get me wrong. That's a great team. But you can't lose that game like that. That was a big game in this Nations League or whatever the hell it is. So Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, you
tough.
can't get run off the pitch 6-0 like that if you're Germany.
No.
Like a country that is known for playing and winning a World Cup, for God's sakes.
Yeah. And in that run of winning the most recent one, they spanked a Brazil team 7-1. So they've been on the other end of it. You can't have that kind of game. Not with that talent, too. I mean, it wasn't like they had bums out there. They had a lot of players out there. Pretty much their whole squad. So,
well, it's like, is Jurgen Love picking the right guys, or guys getting too content? Like, it's a lot of issues on that.
Yeah, either that or they don't value this at all, and they're like, regardless, they know they're going to qualify for World Cup play, and
they know they got Euros
dudes coming up.
They have a lot of upcoming guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it making a long-term impact, I don't think, but you never want to, like, you just never want to see that loss. It's not a good loss. It's not. There's got to be some changes after that.
You can't spin a 6-0 loss.
No, there's
no matter who you play. But yes, sponsors, we'll get through those before we really dig into, I guess we can look back a little U.S. men's national team. Like we said, we got some Prem games, full slate this weekend, tomorrow, today, and then 2 on Monday we'll get into. I know we talked a little last week, but we'll kind of get more into that because we were running out of time last week.
Yes. Yeah, we got some good ones. And right now your boys lead the table.
Is that what it is?
Obviously they have a game in hand, but at the moment they all of a sudden
for how long?
At the top of the table. Probably till Sunday afternoon, but
probably.
Maybe not even. May not even make it through this afternoon, but it's still good to see. For you.
Frankie Lamps will get off the hot seat a little bit now. See, like, hey, you give me $250 million, I'm going to make, lemonade out of these lemons.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah, he's got
very expensive lemons. But yes.
Very expensive lemons.
But yes, today's show sponsored and brought to you by our good doc, Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. Like we said, we're probably heading into, I don't know what Jersey is on the old lockdown restrictions, if Paul's going to be able to have in-person consultations or not.
As of now, yes. I don't know when that's changing, but
yes.
So get your appointments in now. Do your thing.
Yes. And you can do it. We've said this as well. You can do it all online. You could do video consultation as well. You don't have to go in.
Good old telehealth.
If you feel some type of way about it. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Technology, man.
Yeah. I think my entire squad after this next 2 games here is going to need to go see the good doc, because I got a couple guys knocked. I got a couple out for the remainder of this half season here. But another tough one on last Sunday. Played the number 1 squad in our league, and we took a 2-1 L on the road. So hard fought game.
Ooh.
Yeah, super hard fought game. And we should bounce back with a big dub this week, definitely. Going home. We're home tomorrow, 9:00. Looking for 3 points. But yeah, just 2 tough losses in a row here now against 2 really good teams, and to come out of each one with a 1-goal loss and a few bad calls here and there. I'm proud of my guys. So we just keep pushing forward. We got a YouTube page coming as well. So yeah. So, but yeah, we're definitely going to need to see the doc, because these guys have got to get back and ready for spring, because our season, it's split into 2 halves. So the second half of the season is spring, and we got to break that top 4 to get into the playoffs. So Yeah. So we're coming for you, Paul. We've got 2 more weeks, and I'll be sending some guys your way. No lie.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you could visit them if you don't want to bring your guys in, you could visit them specializedphysicaltherapy.com.
Yes. And if not, you got Burlington, Cherry Hill, and the beautiful
Princeton, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And also our good tree guys, not the doc, the tree doctors, Ambuck Services.
We're having more nice weekends, guys.
This week. It's beautiful. I feel like I said this last 2 weekends. It's like, it's beautiful. This is going to be our last really nice weekend. Just kidding. 60 degrees today.
I left for work the other morning and it was 18 degrees at 4 o'clock in the morning, and now it's 60 and sunny. So welcome to New Jersey.
And global warming, people say, isn't real. But yeah,
gotta love Al Gore.
Ambuck Services guy. God, this could take a really weird.
Yeah,
turn.
no, we're right back to Ambuck.
But yeah, the Ambuck Services guys, if you need your bushes trimmed up, you need some deck restoration, gutters. It's that time. The leaves are pretty much all falling. So you probably got a full gutter of leaves at this point. So if you need some help, call the best. Call Ambuck Services, guys.
Or go to the website.
ambuckservices.com. Bingo.
Give it to us one more time because it cut out.
ambuckservices.com.
Beautiful.
But yeah, again, thank you to everybody, all our sponsors. And of course, I got to give a shout out. Philly Drinkers, man. If you want this beautiful Kickin' It Stateside shirt and all the shirts on A2D, visit phillydrinkers.com/A2D radio. Get 20% off. Tell them your boys in Kickin' It Stateside sent you, and you want some good swag because these are comfortable as hell. Alex and the guys over at Philly Drinkers are doing an awesome job supplying us with some sick-ass merch.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
The bad things that happen in Philly shirts, you want that? Get on that.
Yeah, I've been slacking.
You want some A2D merch? Get on it.
I had.
You want the Kickin' It Stateside merch? Get on it.
I had the other things I had to buy so we could be ready for this first. But now that I got my setup going, I'm ready. I'll be putting an order in for a couple things coming up here, especially before the holidays.
For you.
So, hey, speaking of holidays, it must be getting close to Christmas because Danny Welbeck just scored for Brighton. 1-0 over Villa, 12 minutes into the game. How about that?
A Danny Welbeck sighting?
I didn't even know he got the hell out of Watford. Good for him. Somehow I never saw that he left there and ended up with Brighton, but it must have been at the last window, and he's on the board. I don't even know where he's playing. Let's see this.
It's bad when you get. It's really bad when you get dropped by Watford.
Well, maybe they kind of let him go because they knew he was too good for that nightmare of a club. Oh man, he
had all the potential in the world,
bro. This Brighton lineup's a little deadly. You got Maupaw and Welbeck up top with Adam Lallana's back fit, so he's playing like a cam role, and then you got March and Lamptey playing the two kind of like right wing backs. Webster's in there, Dunk's in there. So they're playing a lot like the lineup I play with my guys. We're actually thinking about switching up to this one with the few injuries we have and going the 3-4-1-2 as opposed to the 3-4-3. So that's pretty I like that. It seems to be working so far. So. Good move on your boy
Graham Potter.
Yeah, Graham Potter with a good move there. And something must have happened to your boy
coming out of the break, changing it up.
Ross Barkley must have got hurt because he got subbed out very right now. He's out of the game early. When did that sub occur? Yeah, some reason Barkley is out.
They called him back to Chelsea in the middle of the game.
Bertrand Traore is in for him 13 minutes into the game. So something happened to Barkley there. So quick update on that. On that one.
Yes,
and Bremen took a lead.
The Gulls.
I put my head down for a minute. I'm over here talking to you, and next thing I know, Werder Bremen scores a goal. And
Bremen.
I have no idea how.
Maximilian Eggestein.
Really? It was. Nice. Right before the half.
It was. Down with Bayern. That's all I got to say.
I know. They suck.
You need to lose. They need to lose to give everybody else a chance.
Is that the world? Is that the world we're living in? Everybody gets their chance.
Yes, because Bayern's too dominant. You got to give the other guys a shot.
They got their shot. We're
in a world where everyone gets participation trophies.
No, here's the real world that's going to happen. The little guy punches the big guy in the mouth, and in the second half, the big guy comes and puts 4 on him and goes home a winner.
That's true. I don't know what the Bayern lineup would be. I mean, all their guys went on international break, so I don't know what Hansi Flick is going to throw out there.
Yeah,
I mean, Louis only went 45 in the Poland game. But I know Coman played for France. Avi Gnabry was on the field for that Germany ass-kicking.
Yeah. Yeah, Sane and Gnabry, right? Both played in that?
Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, guys.
Again, good morning to everybody. Had to start the show an hour earlier on my accord. I am just a busy man this weekend.
He's just living the life down in Virginia.
I'm just in the middle of nowhere, right outside Leesburg in Northern Virginia. Just trying to show my mother during this coronavirus bullshit.
Yeah.
A decent weekend. Since my birthday I did nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of
because I was in lockdown.
My birthday is coming in January, so I have a feeling it's going to be a kind of nothing birthday. So
lockdown.
It's all good.
Oh yeah, we're still going to push on. I mean, it's what we do. I mean, I'm out. Literally, I could walk outside and show you nothing, but we're here. We're giving you what you want, right?
Absolutely. We're here trying. Making it happen.
What do you want to do? You want to do the U.S. national team quick? Any inside? Any things you saw that stood out?
Yeah. Let me get back to my. So there was a couple key points that I think really needed to be looked at.
Besides trying to get Yunus Musa in a USA kit ASAP.
Musa definitely. Again, we talked about that earlier. Musa has to happen. Tim Ream. He's not a starter. I like him. I think just because of the level that he plays at week after week, because he plays almost every minute for Fulham. So even when he's playing against some of the best competition in the world week after week after week. So I like him in the 18, but I don't necessarily like him as a starter. I prefer Brooks over him. Again, I prefer a Brooks Richards combo. I think is great. They're both in Germany. I feel like they could be working together a little bit there. Kind of the old guy for the team and one of the young guys for the team. And the rest of most of the team's young guys. But I like that combo. Having Des Cannon and Anthony Robinson's a nice thing. You got some rotation now coming up the back. I think the key is having the right formations and having the right guys. He's really adamant, and I will give – you never will hear me say this. I will give Berhalter this much credit right now. That apparently there was something came out that Leipzig asked him to not play Tyler Adams. And he went back to Leipzig and was like, listen, he is playing this role for me. He's learning this role for this team. And I need him getting 60 minutes a game in both games. And he stood his ground and he got Leipzig to okay. And that's why Adams got another 60 in this game, because he stood up and basically said how important to build this chemistry for what he's trying to run it would be to have him in there. So first time you'll probably, and maybe only time you'll ever hear me give that guy credit, but if that rumor is 100% true, that's huge, because he looked good in that role, and I criticized it the previous week. But watching him again in that role, if you are going to have Musa, if you are going to have McKenzie playing one of those spots, I mean, that's a nice looking midfield. And with Reina up top and Pulley coming back, or even Yuli played well at that left wing. Like, there's a lot of quality, man. There's a lot of quality, and he's just got to get it right. That's all we keep saying. He's got to get it right.
Yeah, he has all these young kids at his disposal. Getting it right is the big thing. I think the takeaways from the game are, or at least this international break, McKinney and Tyler Adams are our holding midfielders for the future, for the foreseeable future. They are great. Like, Weston McKennie is all over the field, breaking up play. Another one I would say, we need a number 9. Like, if this Giacchini kid, can continue playing well at club level and scoring goals like that, like 2 a game, possibly a hat trick for us going forward, perfect. Like, we need somebody to push Sargent, because otherwise we're going to have to dip into the MLS pool and bring fucking Zardes or somebody like that. Center back pairing is, I think, the third thing that we need to figure out. Like, John Brooks looked good in the one game against Wales. It's that, who's going to be next to him? Is it going to be Chris Richards? I mean, Miazga was okay. He wasn't great, and I'd prefer not to have Miazga, but also Chris Richards is like 19 years old. So it's like, who else do you pair? Do you bring in like a Walker Zimmerman next time camps in January or March, whenever these the friendlies come back? Like,
I think if Richards keeps getting Champions League caps with, and keeps getting big games with Bayern, how do you not? Like, playing for one of the best clubs in the world,
that's what
and
everybody
getting
probably
time
wants to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't know. Like, jury's out on Miazga. Like, I don't know what.
I'm not totally sold. I mean, I want to like him, and I think he's a good player, but there's a reason why he's been loaned out at Chelsea like 3 times already.
Yeah. Yeah, after a while.
But, like...
Yeah, where's he at now? Anderlecht, right? Yeah, so, I mean, he's still playing decent competition, but he's gotten a couple starts with them.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're that good, you should be starting for Chelsea, because Chelsea center back pairings aren't that great. I mean, Zuba's playing better, but yeah, he was in the MLS, and he made his big move. He's what they should have done with Aaron Long again.
Yeah.
They should have done what they did with Miazga.
You're right.
But they sat on their laurels, and they sat on their hands, thinking that Aaron Long was better than he actually is. and pricing him like way too high. Speaking of that, did you see sidebar about transfers? Did you see Kai Wagner on the Union, the left backs, getting looked at by West Ham?
There's going to be another one. they're going to start gunning. It's going to be good for the Union if they make proper moves in the offseason. It's one thing to, what, 3 guys now we're talking about, 3 main guys that are probably not going to be on this team.
You're getting 5 at least.
Aronson.
Yeah. You're getting 5 for Aronson.
Yeah, 5 for McKenzie.
You're probably getting about at least.
Yeah.
And then Kai, they're saying West Ham or I forget the other team that was looking at him for like 4. I'm like, we're going to be swimming in money. We don't even know what to do.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to.
We've never had this situation.
You're going to have to reinvest it because you're having a successful season, and you don't want to come back after this season and struggle.
Griezmann.
It would be great. That would definitely be.
I'm calling it. I've been calling it.
He would definitely continue to put some butts
Maybe
in the
not
seats.
this year, 2 years.
Yeah. Well, it's good. All these, you know what's good for this whole league is these guys getting involved. I saw Griffey now is in a little bit of owner stake with the Sounders.
Yeah.
So Sounders. Like all these big time guys from these other sports are getting involved in this game. We see Ryan Reynolds purchases a team, Deadpool FC basically. So like. It's nice to see these celebrities, these star powers, and these former athletes getting involved and getting around the game because it's only going to bring more attention to the game.
Dude, it's where the money's at. Some of these guys are like, soccer is the biggest sport in the world, man. You could hit a home run with that. And the Ryan Reynolds and what's his name, the guy from Always Sunny bought Wrexham AFC in England, and it's like, dude, that's great publicity. Yeah. Maybe they don't have a good team, but if you saw like Ryan Reynolds in the seats, you'd be like, that's awesome.
Yeah, they'll find people. They'll find people.
I want to go to the game, even if the team is shit. It's a win-win, right?
That'll be may I work that as my next coaching bump?
Yeah, they just call you over to Wrexham.
Yeah, why not? It's time.
It's time.
I'll wear my Deadpool Vans and everything. Come on, Ryan.
You guys are like 2 peas in a pod.
Two peas in a pod.
Greg said yes to the poll. Bring them back. It is time. I think we want to be. We all want to be selfish and say yes to bring it back. Yeah. But the health and safety, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. You can't call it anymore.
I don't see it happening, honestly.
I don't see it happening either. I don't see how you could I don't see how you could justify it if everything else is shut down in that country. How could you justify opening the doors to a soccer stadium? To any stadium?
I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to pass that to the government and be like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. We just went through a lockdown, but, get in there, guys. It's been a while. I know you're chomping at the bit to get back, but I don't know. Sketchy. Too sketchy for me.
Yeah, so, I think that's the biggest takeaways. What?
Yeah, from the U.S. Those are the questions that you have to answer going forward, I guess. It's optimistic enough where everybody's like, yeah, the talent we see is can be very good.
Yeah, if you don't have optimism, then you're not paying attention. Like, there's definitely optimism. Again, it's 100% on that coaching staff to do the right thing. If there is failure and if there is not a ton of success, then it's got to fall on that coach, and a change will have to be made. Again, something I don't want, because I don't want to see us struggle. I don't want us to miss big competitions going forward. It would set us back even further than making them and getting knocked out early with a bum coach. Like, I guess that's kind of maybe the ultimate goal. This one is to get in, make just a little noise, but enough that he has to get let go, and then give the next guy the 4 years to get ready for 26. Like,
I think we all want us to get in, but not get out of the group stage of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because then that means probably it's... But again, I mean, what's the leash with the young kids and the coach? It's
yeah, like, I mean, really, we want to get in and we want to win.
You can make that excuse saying they're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be the first
that's why I said 2026.
Yeah. I'd be the first one to eat crow on Berhalter if he got us in and we went and won a World Cup. Like, I'd be okay with that. That's such a fair trade-off.
I mean, do I think he makes it to 2026? Probably not.
No.
But I'm saying 2026, we have a very good chance. The problem with this World Cup coming up is that this is like the end of the golden generations for a lot of countries. Like Belgium, this is it.
Oh, yeah.
This is their window to get it. All those guys that came up 8 years ago together, your De Bruynes of the world and your Lukakus, they're getting up there, man. This is it for them. The Vertonghen's of the world are going to move on. The Alderweirelds are going to move on.
Yeah.
You're seeing Uruguay struggle as well. Luis Suarez is old as hell. Cavani's old as hell. Spain, they'll probably keep producing. Germany's struggling, so maybe not this year or 2022, but 2026, I think, could really seriously be a start of something really good.
Yeah, we got to get on it. We got to stay on it, because this, like the German squad, even though they're still pretty young too. So while they're going through some struggles,
yeah, there's some. Again, that is a coaching thing, because I don't see how their talent pool can be that bad to lose 6-0.
Yeah, it's not. No, there's coaching. There's issues with him, and as much as I loved Lowe, and when he took Germany to that more recent World Cup, like, it was awesome. But since then, he's made some really poor decisions. Like, really poor. Leaving Sané off the last World Cup roster was horrible, because the number one thing they lacked was speed, and you took the fastest guy in Germany off your team. Like, I didn't understand that one. And I mean, I like the squad that's been picked now, but there's still just something. There's no drive. There's no motivation. It seems like at times they've played a lot of games flat in this little thing. Like, it's not just this loss. Like, they've drew games that they shouldn't have drawn. Like, it's just there needs to be a change maybe coming there. And that's when we talk about Jurgi.
I think it might have to happen. I don't know if they're waiting for Klopp to be done at Liverpool or what they're doing maybe in 6 years, but I think that's their main goal.
The German Football Association's got to pray for Liverpool to just continue success. So at some point he's like, all right, I'm good here. I need to go win for Germany.
I think that would be that. You know how we want Jesse Marsch at some point? I think the Germans want Jurgen Klopp as their national team manager.
I mean, I would think so. We're not over there. We don't, but I would think that feel if you interviewed German, 9 out of 10 would say that they want Klopp to be the national team manager after what he's done.
They're like, we're sick of this bullshit.
Yeah,
with Jurgi.
Yeah,
no spark, no anything.
He's a genius.
Guy sniffs his own nutsack. People don't forget.
So should we run down this this coming rest of this weekend here?
Yeah, let's do it.
So obviously we talked the Chelsea game. Nice 2-0 win. Brighton's up. We're 36th minute in the 36th, 37th minute. Brighton is up 1-0 on a Danny Welbeck goal. So that's nice to see. We got the big one coming up.
That's
at 12:30?
12:30 Spurs and City.
We've had a pretty nice through the first few weeks. Like every day, there seems to be one really nice matchup. Good scheduling on their part. So
they're doing it on purpose.
Oh, of course. Prime time.
Trying to get you to get Peacock.
This is a game that I beg for a draw. A draw would be perfect here. See two teams that you never want to see win, so each get a point and go away.
I feel like, Spurs are playing way better than City at this point.
Oh, Spurs, yeah, way better than City. Spurs. If you had to favor a team in this game, it's definitely Spurs at home, no doubt in this game. So as a Arsenal supporter and or hater of both these teams, a draw is the nicest possible outcome. 1 point each and open up the door for some teams to jump.
A draw would be perfect.
Yeah.
Draw would be perfect.
Very possible, too.
I just don't know.
Yeah. I don't know where City's going to get scoring from. I
just don't know what City team.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
No, it's
for all you City fans out there, I'm sure you know that Pep signed an extension.
Yeah, there was a lot of upset. A lot of people were, we've talked about the potential Barca return, but it looks like it'll slow that down a little bit.
Yeah, no Messi Pep reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he said he wasn't.
And Pep came out and said, I want Messi to finish his career at Barcelona. So there you go. No Messi and Pep to City or Pep going to Barcelona. So just stop the rumors now. It's over. Because he said it. It's done.
Too much pressure on both of them. They can't handle not being comfy. Is that what it is?
I think so. Some similarities between the two.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like Spurs. If you had to name an MVP so far, would you give it to HK or Sonny at this point?
To who?
Harry Kane or Sonny? For MVP of the league at this point.
It's hard not to. The guy's just tearing it up on every. He's the reason the Spurs are even in contention right now. He's scoring at will. What's he got? 8. So him, Calvert-Lewin, and Salah are tied with 8 goals right now.
Right.
Your boy Harry Kane's got 8
and
assists.
Mo Salah has Corona.
Sonny's got 2 assists. Yeah, I mean he's playing better than almost any guy in the league right now.
It seems like every goal Sonny has, it's Harry Kane that's got the assist.
I'm losing you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Chrome says, "What up, fellas?" I have to disagree with the poll, not just an issue here. I don't think anyone should be having fans. I agree. There should not be any fans.
Yeah.
We have to stop being selfish and wanting to be back into stadiums. Hell, I would love to have. That's the best part. The supporters are the best part of the Prem.
So where's Philly in all?
Game.
Where's Philly in all this? Are the Union going to be allowed to have any fans?
My brother said no, but I haven't seen anything from the Union.
I mean, I've seen Philly saying, yeah. I don't know. We need to keep our eyes open for that.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like impossible to get these playoff tickets because they give them just to season ticket holders, and basically nobody wants to give them up because we haven't been going to games. Luckily, my uncle's a season ticket holder, so I'll keep a lookout. If somehow we're still allowed in the stands, obviously hopefully we beat the good old New England Revolution again. 6th time this year we get to play them.
Yeah, I had a tough go at that little parlay try last night, but like I told people, it wasn't a sure shot, but it would have been a nice return on a little bit of money. So if they would have came out,
I told you. I said Higuain's not playing.
Actually,
it's not going to happen.
The Montreal game was the closer one out of the two to come out. So Nashville just ran roughshod on Miami. Miami did not show.
No, which is weird. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Nashville games this season, but man.
Yeah, so good. Hey, big ups to Nashville. They're a nice looking up and coming club. So teams like Cincinnati should take a little something from their book. And I don't want to hear the complaints. Oh, we're a new club. We're this. We're that. The 2 new clubs this year made the playoffs, and you were at the bottom again. So go away.
What you gonna do?
Go away.
You get relegated.
Don't come back.
USL for you.
Yes. Stick to the USL.
Yep.
You were great in the USL. Go back there. Go.
It's true. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what else we got? Today. United and West Brom.
United West Brom?
At 3:00.
I mean, come on. That's pretty clear. That's a dub for United all day.
You would think so, but I feel like this is one of those where they're just going to screw it up. Because their back's not against the wall. They only win games that their backs are against the wall.
Yeah. West Brom's not.
And this ain't it. And West Brom is not great.
West Brom is not great. West Brom is really bad, actually, right now. Like, really bad. And United home, I don't care if it's a high pressure, low pressure. This is a game. United cannot lose this game.
You can't lose this game. Because West Brom is bottom table, basically.
Yeah, West
These are the
Brom.
games, if you're a good team, you have to get 3 points.
Yeah. If you want to be considered at the end to have a chance at that top 4 or even top 6 spot, like, you can't be losing games like this, especially at home.
And the whole the Pogba thing is so funny to me because this guy will give his blood, sweat, and tears for France.
Yeah.
But he just will not for United. He just won't.
He doesn't care.
He just won't do it.
He's disinterested to be at United. He has no interest in being at United. It's clear, and I don't understand where this 2-year extension has come from. I guess it was an option.
Yeah,
I guess
that was the most random 2.
United picked it up, so I don't know why they would even pick that up. It doesn't make sense. There's something missing there. It does. Maybe he just has a problem with Ole, and that's the issue.
I mean, it has to be. I said that. There has to be some rift between him and the manager.
So do you fire Ole to hope to get a manager that's going to come in and get the best out of Pogba? I mean, is that has to be the ultimate move if you just gave him a 2-year extension? I mean, there's got to be something.
As a United fan, I think that's what you're hoping for. But as a neutral fan, I would say, why do you have to cater to this guy that just doesn't care anyway?
Right. Yeah, I guess at some point he's got to show some level of care before you're going to just start putting things in place strictly for him and try to make it the best situation for him. But the kid has so much talent, and he's just a United guy. You would think that it would kind of eventually work itself out. And every time it starts to look like it's going to, there's always a setback, and he kind of disappears again.
He's just kind of pissing it all away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, granted, he can kind of do whatever he wants, which is the sad part, because people, even if he doesn't care, and this United experience at the end of the season, they end up moving on from him, somebody's still going to pick him up because of his talent.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what the ultimate solution is going to be, but they need to figure something out. I would have moved on from him in this last window, but apparently that wasn't the go for them. So they're still holding on to some type of faith. And Kingsley Coman with a goal. The fellow Frenchman
Kingsley, come on.
The fellow Frenchman. Is it onside? It looks onside to me. Nice header. 1-1. It's just a matter of time.
We're kind of speaking that into existence. The French connection.
Talking about that French squad.
Hey, you know what? Olivier Giroud's still scoring goals for the French.
All right, so next we go Sunday.
After Benzema talk shit.
Yeah. We got to move on to Sunday. We got a breakfast game again. We got another really just not good team right now in Fulham taking on Everton, who's been struggling after one of the hottest starts in some time for them. Another must-win for a team here. I mean, Everton's got to get this win, whether it's at home, on the road, doesn't matter. You can't drop points to a Fulham team if you want to be what it looked like Everton was going to be starting off this season.
I mean, Everton is who we thought they were, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The shiny, lust the luster of it all kind of has worn off.
Kind of a top 6 potential club,
And as
but
James
will most likely finish somewhere in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's up with them. I thought maybe they just had that, like, just coming into the league with a bunch of new players, not much like tape on all these guys. And now people are starting to, has the tape on them. Maybe starting to game plan better against Everton, or is it just Everton just once they start losing, it's just like a downward spiral? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they were taking advantage of some of the lesser competition they played early on. They were winning games that they should. Then they ran into a little bit of more quality teams, and I think they struggled. And it's so early. I think they'll find their way back again a little bit. They'll go on another little run, I'm sure. They're good enough. There's enough talent there to do so. Ancelotti's got them playing well for the most part. James was knocked a little bit. He was playing lights out to start, and I think the league's probably adapted to him a little bit once they've gotten a little more film on how he wants to play. But again, I think this is a game they should win. You would think they could go to Craven Cottage and get that dub, no problem.
Again, if you're a good team, you get this win.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they did not. But you never know though. You get teams like we've talked about, backs up against the wall. It's getting bleaker and bleaker for these teams at the bottom, and they get these home games and they get fired up, and teams kind of come in overlooking them a little bit because they've been so bad, and you could get yourself caught out there if you're a team like Everton who just overlooks a Fulham team. So we'll see. That should be a decent one to watch. Sheffield, West Ham at 9. Sheffield's got us. Talk about a team with their backs against the wall at home. You got to do something here if you're Sheffield. You got to get a result. You got to get points. You can't be sitting at the bottom of the table looking the way they do right now.
I'm worried for Chris Wilder.
Yeah. What happened?
I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm just worried for him.
Yeah, I mean, what's
they're
happened?
Sitting in the bottom. They're not doing what they're doing.
Where did everything that all that spark from last year and all that camaraderie and everything go? Literally since COVID, they've just not been the same team.
I said COVID is if there was one team you could probably pinpoint that has not benefited from the COVID, it was Sheffield.
Yeah.
Not having people in the seats is killing the team.
It is. And losing Henderson and not playing or finding a way to play this Brewster kid after, you went out and signed him. I don't quite understand the direction of that team. I mean, I get the Henderson thing. It was bound to happen. United has so much pull and power. If they want them, they're taking them. So there wasn't much they were going to do there. They did get I thought, a solid replacement in Ramsdale, but he's just not quite to that level that Henderson was last year. Games that they've lost 1-0, they would have probably drawn and got a point out of last year, 0-0. So, and they got to score. There's no scoring. There's no scoring. Billy Sharp ain't.
Yeah, they got nothing. And
McGoldrick, McBurney, they're just not. It's not coming this year.
They're not I said they're not Premier League strikers.
Yeah.
And then they put all this. They put all the, the weight of the world on Ryan Brewster to come in and score goals. Like, that's a lot for a young kid. And at the same time, if you're not getting good service, how are you supposed to score goals as well?
Right. Yeah, it goes hand in hand. Like, guys just can't create everything themselves. You need the combo of both.
It's just not a good team, Sheffield. They got lucky with, coming in, riding the momentum from winning the championship, and it's like all that is gone.
Yeah. All that momentum is faded pretty much. So,
and that's what they're riding on. And at this point, it's like I don't want to see him go, but it's looking more and more every game. Hopefully, they put up some sort of fight today, but if you don't score, you're not going to win in this league.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's all right. And West Ham's been playing better. Tomorrow. West Ham's been playing good ball, so it's not going to be just a walk in the park at home for Sheffield. They're going to have to fight through this one, and said at least got to get a point. You got to grab a point at home here. You got to get something going. Then 11:30, super tough game for my squad. Arsenal has to go to Leeds, and when you're struggling on defense, this is not the team you want to have to go on the road and play. Leeds is showing if anything they can do, they can score. So this is a big moment for Arsenal. There's been a few little issues inside the team, I think, this week. Willian in a little bit of hot water, I guess, with the coach, making a trip to Dubai.
Really?
That wasn't necessarily sanctioned by the team. So, I don't know. Oba, ever since he's been paid, has not done a damn thing. I have zero expectations. Zero. You need results.
You need a bounce back game from your boys.
I mean, you should be the Leeds team. You really should. Even as good as that Leeds team has started this year, they're a new team to the league. Just coming up. You're only 10 weeks into the season. You should go there and you should show them, why you are Arsenal and why you've been around but they won't. I have a feeling. I'm going to be disappointed by next show again.
I mean, you got to come back. You got your butt beat pretty good against Villa.
They got spanked by Villa right before this break.
You need Oba to start playing up to his money too.
Yeah. And yes, Eddie, I know Leeds' defense isn't great either, but offensively, Arsenal's played teams that are not good defensively this year and did nothing with it. So they can't seem to get that line connected between everybody. And now Thomas is out again. Thomas is out with injury, so that hurts the midfield again. It's not exciting right now. I was getting excited. I saw some progress. I still see some progress. I'm not sour like some are on Arteta. I'm not back begging for Ozil like half the Arsenal fan base is. But I need to see something this week. I need to see some goals go in the net. I need to see a result. You got to at least go on the road and get a point. You should win. You should get 3. You got to keep up with everybody else because this table will get out of control. You can get out of your hands real soon. You got Chelsea sitting there with 18 through 8. Some of these other teams are already at 18. They got to play this weekend. I guess the one benefit for Chelsea is that after this game, Liverpool and Leeds, that's the 2:15er Sunday. So I guess you hope for a draw. And it'll put Chelsea down to I guess third if those two teams draw or tied for second because they'll be it'll put them in third. They'll be at 19 points each, but it's better than one getting 3, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a big must win for your boys.
Oh, it's a must-win. Definitely must-win for Arsenal. Definitely must-win for Arsenal. But I guess if you're Leeds, too, you look at it the same way. Like, Arsenal's struggling right now, and you're home, and you've beaten good teams. You've scored goals. And, if you want to stay afloat in this table and you want a chance at a top 10 or a top 6 or whatever, then, if you're Leeds, you got to win this game as well. And there's no pressure. All the pressure's on Arsenal in this one.
Yeah, agreed. I mean,
Leeds should come into this
also
thing
Leeds got
comfortable.
out to that crazy. Leeds got off to that crazy good start this season, and they kind of faded off a little bit recently.
Yeah, they have, but they're still in a good spot.
I think they're all the way down to like 13 or 14.
Yeah, but you got to look at not necessarily just the position, but the position. They're in 15th, but they still have 10 points. They have quality. They have some quality wins in those 10 points. It's not like all their 3 wins didn't come against bums. Like they've done well. It's the 4 losses. They got to find a way to maybe draw some of those games. They only have the 1 draw. The 4 losses do hurt, but again, for a team like them to come in and they get another win, they're right back up in the mix. There's such little separation from 15 to 1. After you get behind them, you got Brighton with only 6 points, and it goes down from there. But from the guys from 15 up, it's 10 points to 18. Like that's a pretty tight window for 15 teams to be playing within an 8-point range of each other right now. So there's no big separation.
They just give up a lot of goals.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean they've given up 17, but Liverpool's given up 16.
Eddie said, "What happened to Nicola Pepe?"
I would play him. I'm a Pepe guy. I'm an Ivory Coast guy, so I would have Pepe in that lineup week after week after week. But again, I'm not in there every day training with the guys. I don't know what he's seeing, what he's not seeing, or there's got to be something that's keeping him off the pitch consistently. I don't know if it's toughness, if it's lack of training or something, but yeah, I mean, you go pay that guy what you paid him, and with the talent that he has and the ability that he has, you got to find more ways to get him on. And that's a lot of people were upset with the Willian signing because they figured that would hamper his time. And my dream situation, if I was going to build this Arsenal team, I'd have Willian on the left, I'd have Pepe on the right, and I'd have Oba at the striker. But for some reason they can't seem to just get that lineup set in there. There's a lot of play.
Yeah.
Way too much play right now. And that's been the one criticism on Arteta is like, all right, now, dude, like, you know what you got now? Like, get an 18 and run with it. Like, keep a consistent 11. Keep a consistent 18. Like, you need to make a switch here and there in the 11. I get it, but you should have an 11 right now, and he doesn't. He just still does not have an 11. And it's frustrating.
I mean, I bet you're just not getting the play from some of these guys that you were.
Yeah.
Talking to Aubameyang.
I would love to have that team. I'd run just what I run now with my team, a 3-4-3. I'd put Saka and Ansley as your right and left, kind of midfield wingback role. You could get away with 3 defenders with Gabriel and Luiz and a third guy, maybe like a holding. If you had Thomas healthy in the midfield, you run him, and I honestly wouldn't run him in Xhaka. I would run him in like Ceballos. And then those 3 guys up top, like To me, it's very simple, and I just don't understand why there's just so much play in this roster, and why there's such an urge to continue to put Mustafi in there, and why, like I just don't get some of these decisions. Putting Aubameyang on the left and trying to get Lacazette time, and I don't know. Lacazette's a good sub when you're up 2-0.
Yeah.
Let him come put a third goal in.
I'm surprised he's still on the team.
I know they had an opportunity. They've had opportunities to move him, and they haven't done it, and it's frustrating as well because I love the guy. I think he's great, but he's getting a little up there in age. You have Eddie, pushing for that second striker spot, and you're kind of like holding him back a little bit. And you had teams interested in giving you a few bucks for Laka. You got to take it and go. Like, you need that money so you can keep building. Like the Union's doing. They're taking the opportunities when guys are gaining interest and they're moving on from them, and hopefully they'll use that to continue. And that's what that's what Arsenal needs to do. They were complaining about a lack of funds.
Yeah,
that's 30 million right there.
Yeah, you don't want to be too content at this point if you're Arsenal. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it was working for Arteta, and it's not right now.
Yeah, he's gotten too cute or something. So we got to get back to the basics again.
Agreed.
Then, what other games? And then we got the Monday games, right? And that would be it.
Liverpool, Leicester.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I started to talk
Tomorrow.
about that, but then we never talked about it. You made me keep talking about Arsenal. I was trying to avoid talking as I wanted to talk as little about them this week as possible.
No, I like the Arsenal talk.
So, yes, Liverpool, Leicester.
Yeah, Liverpool and Leicester.
So, other game of the week. Obviously, we have Tottenham and City today. And then if you want a great game for Sunday, 2:15 p.m., probably the most interesting game, Liverpool-Leicester. Leicester leading the table with Chelsea. Obviously, a game behind right now because they haven't played yet with 18, and Liverpool right behind them with 17. So, Liverpool at home. Very banged up defensively.
Yeah.
Still issues, in the back for them. Leicester's been playing better. What do you think here?
No Salah. Obviously, he's got the Rona. So they're going to be missing him. I don't know. Do they plug Jota in instead?
Who?
Jota?
Yeah, you have to, right? The guy's been on fire. Or you go you give
Jota,
you give Minamino some time?
Bobby Blue Eyes. Maybe. He was on an international break too, so I don't know how much. I know he scored in Japan's game against Mexico, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those that hopefully that the injuries don't come back to hurt Liverpool. Not that I really care, but for the sake of the league, and I'm sure sake of all these other Liverpool fans out there, they probably want to see him at the top. But you're missing Joe Gomez now. You're missing Van Dijk, obviously. Granted, I guess this is one of those things where you wish you had Lovren still.
Yeah, right.
Which is weird to say.
Yeah.
Never thought they would say that.
I would be interested to see if this kid from Greece gets a go. Tsimikas. At some point they got to start. He was one of their only signings in the offseason here. 23-year-old Greek defender, pretty good kid, good speed. And then you got Matip, I guess. maybe they go, with some of those center defensive midfielders as well to play back there. I know they've asked Milner to play in all kinds of weird spots, and he never seems to mind. He could play left back, he could play center back, he could play CDM. So, I mean, they're deep enough. I think they'll be okay. Their biggest thing is having Allison back. I think they could get away with the defensive issues with Allison back there, but Adrian's too much of a I don't even know. He's a big
liability.
question mark. Yeah, I guess liability. He has some games where, and he did it for West Ham. He had games where he looked like the best goalie on the planet, and then he had games where he looked like a third stringer on a bad team in the USL. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with him. And Byron just left a sitter right there. Oh man. It was on sides too. Little Choupo-Moting missed it.
Oh my God, he's playing.
Oh yeah, dude, he's been getting time. He's got at least one.
Choupo-Moting.
Yeah, they got Sane in there now. Nabry's in. Is Bundesliga doing 5 subs still? I think they are. I feel like there's 5. I think there was 5.
I think so.
5 subs in this game. I'm like, hold on, how did all these guys get in here?
I believe that was the case. They're trying to.
Yes.
Some people aren't very happy about that.
So maybe Liverpool will call in. They'll make a push for Alba with.
I would like that.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I don't know, man. Leicester's been okay though. Leicester, we thought they were going to be a team that just falls off the map and with all their defensive issues, and they have not.
Yeah, speaking of like defensive injuries, like their whole back line is basically hurt, and they just plug and play, and they've been great. This Fofana kid seems to be a diamond in the rough. You thought with Sancho down, Pereira hasn't played in like almost a year.
Yeah.
But they still keep doing it.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, and who else they've been running out there? They've been running Christian Fuchs out there. They've been running Johnny Evans out there. I mean, like you said, Fofana's been a really
Johnny
nice.
Evans.
Yeah, it's working, man. Somehow it's working for him. That kid Mendy's been good for them too, filling in for Ndidi. So that was nice for them to get some play out of him. Kind of forgot about him.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know, man. I think it's more the maturity from like the Dennis Pratts, Telemans.
Yeah, Yuri Tillman's
Harvey Barnes
looking like a bona fide veteran there. All of a sudden,
some of these young kids had to be thrusted into the lineup, and they're thriving. Yeah. I mean, Yuri Telemans, he was a wonder kid. He was supposed to be like the next like up and coming superstar, and he played for Anderlecht with Dennis Pratt. Actually, they were teammates. And then he went to Monaco on a big deal, and everyone's like, oh, here we go. It's starting. And then he gets loaned to Leicester last year, I believe in January, and plays pretty well. And then they give him the big deal on the permanent switch.
Yeah.
And then this year he's been great. Ever since the restart, I thought he's been awesome.
He's been phenomenal. I mean, yeah, they're getting contributes everywhere. James Justin even has been playing decent. Mark
Yeah,
Albrighton's
he's been
been
filling in
playing
for
decent.
Prayer. Actually, nice.
Yeah, James Justin's strange. James Justin looks like a character in a sports video game from like PlayStation 2. Like he looks like he looks unfinished or something.
He just looks like the standard
Yeah, like he's like
model
yeah,
of
he
what your guy would look.
Yeah, like before they actually started looking like themselves, like he looks like a default midfielder when you're making a creative player or something. Like I'm glad you understand what I'm saying though. Like it's not just me.
No, I see it. I see James Justin. Still not sold on his abilities, but he's been doing okay.
It was like they got really lazy in the creative player too, and they were like, we'll just name him James Justin.
Yeah, James sounds good. What else? Yeah. Oh, Justin's pretty close.
Yeah, we'll just.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just I want to say Liverpool wins, but again, Liverpool hasn't exactly been the Liverpool of last year.
No. They're definitely showing, I think, a little bit of fatigue. I think they're showing a little bit of just, health definitely being in it, right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the injury bug definitely bit them pretty good, so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, good teams, though.
If you're Leicester, I mean, you got to come out. Yeah,
Klopp has, you should win.
You got to come out and try and win this game. You got to come out super offensively. You're on the road too. You can't sit back and try and you got to just try and go out and get this dub.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Brendan Rodgers comes out and does.
Yeah, I would expect some heavy push offensively from this team.
Agreed. What else we got? 2 games on Monday. We got Burnley and Palace at 12:30.
Yeah, I think last week we talked about that. That one's again probably it could be a tough watch unless you're a fan of either team. Burnley's in serious trouble. Like big time.
Burnley
trouble.
Needs some help.
Yeah, man.
My boy Chris Wood ain't getting it done.
No. And it's another week or two, like a home loss. You don't get a point here, at least at home. You don't get a result at home against Palace. Like your boy Sean might be looking, in that unemployment line.
And I don't want to see that.
No, I know. He means so much to you. But it's at some point, it's got to lean back. It's got to come back on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same roster as last year, which I guess that means that it's I don't want to put that out there that it's an Eddie Howe situation from last year with Bournemouth, but they might have given up on him.
Yeah, it just looks super flat right now. It really does, and the lack of spending down in Burnley obviously hurts as well. They're not going to go out and spend money like everybody else, and they're going to kind of give you this flat, repetitive roster and expect you to just go out and be able to win. And I get the philosophy a little bit because you did it last year. So they're like, all right, well, you did it last year with these guys. Here you go. Go do it again. And I'm a chemistry believer. That's important. But, at some point, too, you gotta add. Everybody, all the best teams add. You got to continue to get better players in there. You can't just keep running these same guys out there all the time. So, again, one of those must-wins, I think, for Burnley. Palace has been good, though. Palace has been Palace. They have good moments, they have bad moments, but they're going to be a mid-table team, and they're not going to go anywhere. So you can't overlook them if you're Burnley, and you gotta play your best and try and get something out of this.
Yeah, Palace just does Palace things, right? I mean,
yeah,
the games that you don't expect them to win, they win.
Right.
But then these games, they'll just lay an egg.
Yeah, you can't do it this week if you're them.
Not against this Burnley team, my lord.
Yeah, you got to jump all over these bad teams. This is your time. So, and then another, actually, probably one of the better matchups this week on paper, the way they're playing right now, is Wolves and Southampton. Man, this should be a great game. 3:00 our time. So it's a true night game over in England. And, Wolves at home under the lights.
At the Molineux. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. I mean, who were we going to – Southampton, of all people, being up at the top of the table, right up there.
Yeah, sitting in 5th position right now.
With, again, Danny Ings' injury just really brutally hurts them, but they're getting production. James Ward-Prowse stepped up. He had his 2 goals, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks, whenever that was. They need Che Adams to step up. This is his time to shine.
Yeah,
this is why they brought him in. This is why they signed him.
He has been so far so good, and a little bit more of a full-time replacement for Ings there. So he's got to keep it going. That defense has been pretty good. Got to give them some credit. Definitely, they've been keeping them. Southampton's plus. It's not only that are they getting points; they're +4. I mean, they haven't been plus goal differential in quite some time, so that's got to be really positive for a team like that. And the Wolves, after a really slow start, losing some real key pieces, we thought maybe, this could be a little bit of a struggle for them. They're sitting okay in 9th, 4 wins. Again, they're not drawing; they got the 3 L's, so. They draw a game or 2 in those. They're even up higher in the table, but it's not going to be an easy task for Southampton at all, especially on the road.
Yeah, ever since Bednarak cut his hair, he's been playing great.
Yeah,
he's like a new man out there. Well, that's the difference between last year's Southampton team and this year. Defense, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. They found ways to score last year. They just couldn't stop anybody.
Or they're winning 1-0 occasionally. I don't know. Maybe it's another year under Ralph.
Yeah. Walker's Peters been playing well. That was a nice pickup for them. Vestergaard's been playing
that was
great.
The biggest,
yeah.
That I think was the best low-key signing of the whole thing.
What, the Walker Peters move?
Walker Peters, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely that's been a huge pickup for them. They're getting contributions everywhere right now. Even Theo Walcott's contributed. When you're getting Theo Walcott contributions, that's a nice thing. Stuart Armstrong scored
Right, Stewie's playing pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they can't do much wrong right now, so they gotta be happy.
They're getting contributions.
Like that Villa game where they kept, going back and forth in that one. They had a nice big lead and then they almost choked it, but they found a way to hold on. That was a team last year that would have drew that game. They would have gave up all 4 instead of, so they're finding ways to get wins and to get results. And that's the difference. I mean, they've beaten Everton.
It's the key, baby.
There's a lot of confidence. If you look at the last 5 going back to October, they beat West Brom, which they should. They draw Chelsea, and I think that really gave them a ton of confidence. Fighting back in that game, we were on air for that game. We saw how they just never quit in that one. We thought Chelsea had that thing in the bag. Then they play Everton, who was still hot at the time. They go home. They're home. They beat Everton 2-0. Then they get that win against Villa, and now the win against Newcastle. They're solid. They haven't actually. Then they had that win against Burnley back in September, so they haven't lost since September 20th when they lost to the Spurs. So
that's a good run of form, man.
Yeah, really good, really good. Getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup for Brentford must have, lit a little spark under their ass.
You can't lose to Brentford.
No, they did.
I don't care what competition. They did.
They did.
They lost.
They did. Yep, but they've been pretty hot ever since. So good for them.
Very, very true, sir.
And the Bayern game ends in a 1-1 draw. So unfortunately, they did not come and put all those goals on like I was hoping. And typical Bayern, just post break, a little bit. Probably got a little complacent at home. Some guys didn't really start because of international duty, so it is what it is. They'll take their 1 point.
Yeah. Again, everybody's coming off of international break. I mean, there's so many games. I mean, they're talking about how many games between international and club that's going to happen within the next 2 years to even get this World Cup in. It's like insane.
Yeah. Well, all I can say for the betting folks out there, if you want to take the occasional dog this weekend in any league, you want to look at is didn't necessarily have a lot of guys go out on international break. So like teams that don't have guys that play on their international clubs that were able to stay and keep training together and maybe got a little bit of a rest, those are some teams that will sneak in and grab some wins against these teams that are loaded up with guys that have just been playing and playing and playing and playing. So that's a nice little way to little underdog bet here.
We love the bet. We love the gambling corner.
Yeah, we could start getting in there. I know A2D's coming up with a gambling show, so we might be able to get a little 10-minute pop of some soccer gambling in each week and throw a tip or two. Toughest sport.
Yeah, I mean, I started out hot week 1, and then I just fell off, and I've stopped ever since because I told my buddy to bet. I forget some parlay, and it did not hit at all. So
yeah,
I stopped.
Well, like I said, I put my am I frozen?
You are frozen. You're a frozen man. And Brian's gone.
There we go.
He's back. That's all right. We're getting down to the nitty gritty anyway.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap up here. So
the only thing else I had to say, well, besides the Union game, everybody in the Philly area, all our people out there watch this Philly Union team. New England again, another revolution game. I feel like I've said this a million times this year. Matchup number 6. Obviously, if you missed it, the Union are the 1 seed facing an 8 seed in the Revolution. This will be on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. I believe it's FS1, if I'm not mistaken.
At Subaru Park.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
I will never be a bigger Union fan than a chance to just beat Bruce Arena's stupid face.
I mean, it's this year has been so great with, again, congrats to Andre Blake for winning goalie of the year.
Yes, well deserved.
Congrats to Jim Curtin for winning coach of the year. Again, well deserved for both of those guys. Yes. I think that was pretty unanimous.
Yeah, the coach of the year
Aronson
was close.
Unfortunately finished runner-up. To Diego Rossi, which I think everybody felt that he was going to win anyway.
Yeah.
And Walker Zimmerman won goal or defender of the year over McKenzie.
But the only difference
is, again, I kind of thought would happen.
Well, Aronson's moving on to bigger and better things, so Rossi can have his little reward.
Yeah. And Andre, Brendan, and Mark got team of the year.
Oh, nice. First team guys. All first team guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Which I think the Aronson thing was more of a marketing thing, showing off that, oh, look at this young American making big moves.
Yeah, they got to get this win, man. They have to beat New England.
Yeah, that'd be terrible to bow out in the first round.
Yeah, no, they got to get at least to the Eastern Finals. They got to make a nice run here. It was such a good season. Praying that they obviously go all the way. I'm sure you guys are, but you got to see they got to make noise in the playoffs, or it's all kind of for naught.
Yes,
unfortunately,
absolutely.
So there are 2 games tonight, or today, I should say. One is coming on at noon, and that is Orlando and NYC FC. So let's go Orlando and Nani. I'd like to see them get that win at home. And then you got Columbus and the Red Bull of New York. So I would expect Columbus to take that dub at home. It's always a nice little rivalry between these two, but I think Columbus is in better form. There are a lot of people's picks actually to win this whole thing. A lot of people have them or Philly coming out of the East. Again, I would expect Columbus to win. If Red Bull gets the upset, I'm not jumping back on the bandwagon. Don't worry, I'm still way off it. So, so there's a couple good games today. He's
not coming back.
No, I'm not coming back. And then some nice Western Conference games tomorrow as well. So definitely check out the MLS games this weekend. And all the Sunday games are from 4 p.m. on. So I don't want any complaining about the other football getting in the way. They're all available to watch. And I think one's on FS1 and the other 2 are ESPN. Heavy ESPN coverage on these playoff games. So.
Hell yes.
You get to hear the idiot.
It's a beautiful time.
You get to hear the moron Twillman talk if you're lucky. So
just mute his ass.
Yeah, I really hope he's not. You know what? You know the worst thing is, I'm looking at it now. What do you think he's doing, the Union game or the Seattle LAFC game?
Seattle.
Or are they doing both now because they're not actually at the games? A lot of these games have been announced remotely.
Maybe.
So guys were doing 2 games a night in some sports.
Maybe.
So, because if he does the Union game, we're going to hear about Bruce Arena for 30 minutes because he's just going to tell you how much he loves Bruce Arena and how great Bruce Arena was for U.S. soccer and his career and So let's please pray that he does not get that game.
He's the only one that's getting Bruce Arena love.
So.
But yeah, I think the only thing left was the thing I tagged you in about the red card, yellow card.
Yes.
But this week it was the brown card, as Brian said.
Brown card.
This is my brown card. I don't know if people saw it out there that I think it was a rugby game. I think it's an English rugby match. The one guy got suspended, I think 7 games, like something ridiculous, like 7-8 games for the guy tackled him.
They were in a scrum.
And he pulled they're in the scrum, and he pulled the old reach around and started like tickling his bun hole.
Yeah, he went for the bum in the scrum.
And he went for the bum hole in the scrum hole.
Yeah, go YouTube.
And he got suspended for it.
Yeah, just you could probably look it up by
hilarious.
that, and you will find the video.
Rugby players tickle his butthole.
Yes.
But I just thought that was like, he got suspended 8 games for that.
I feel like he should get suspended more than that. Yeah, just get out of it. Did you see the dude too? He looked at him like, really?
What the hell?
Yeah. Like, did you just do that? Like,
he's like, I didn't know if I want to fight you or like what?
Yeah.
Very confused look. But yeah, that's my yellow red to make brown.
Yeah. I'm content leaving it at that this week.
Brown cards for all.
Brown cards for all.
All right, everybody. Thank you
right.
for again for watching and dealing with my internet. And I know it's probably a little laggy today, but
well, thanks for just doing it anyway, bro. We knew what we were gonna get. We could have just not did the show, so we appreciate rather doing the show and keep going. We'll deal with a little lag. We've dealt with worse.
We have.
And
There's been too many internet gates to count.
Happy birthday to your moms, and everybody be safe and have a good trip down there, man.
Will do. Should be a decent day. But yes, again, thank you everybody for a wonderful day, and we will see you guys next week to talk all the games today and tomorrow and on Monday. And yeah, love you guys.
All right, love you. Later.